Hello, welcome today. This is Awaken to Truth. I am Michael Smith. Thank you for taking the time to stop by. I'd appreciate it if you would hit that subscribe button if you have not already subscribed. Those of you that have, thank you very much. Okay, today I'm going to do a short video. I just wanted to kind of follow up on the two previous videos, or specifically the one about the Russian-Ukraine incident and how it was seeming to get a little bit familiar, the way that we had to pick an all-in position on one or the other. And throughout this video, excuse me for my voice. Since I moved to Florida, evidently there's something down here that just wreaks havoc on my sinuses. And it seems to happen about every 3.5 months. And so it just settled in this weekend, and I'm struggling, to kind of, I'm struggling with my throat and my sinuses. So anyhow, back to the video. Clearly there's pressure. Pick a side. Ukraine, Russia, whatever it is. Well, I've got a good example for you today about that, and that is Economist Peter Schiff. Probably a lot of people don't know who he is. He's relatively well known in the economic world. He runs some mutual funds, Euro Pacific Capital. He has owned gold and silver companies in the past, just gold and silver brokerage firm. He no longer owns that. But anyhow, he used to be on mainstream news quite often. He correctly called the 2008 financial crash. Some people will say he's always calling for a crash, so of course he's going to get it right sometime. But regardless, this isn't about his economic takes or his investment takes or anything of the sort. This is about a tweet where he commented on President Zelensky's address to Congress. And so I'm going to go ahead and share this screen with you so that you can see the tweet for yourself, so you don't think that I am making it, lighter than it is. This is what Peter said. He said, "I understand times are hard, but doesn't the president of the Ukraine own a suit? I don't have much respect for the current members of the U.S. Congress either, but I still wouldn't address them wearing a T-shirt. I wouldn't want to disrespect the institution or the United States." And so that's all that was said. You can agree with that. You can disagree with that. Really doesn't matter. It's a very benign take. He thinks President Zelensky should be wearing a suit instead of a T-shirt. Well, the outrage that came from Twitter was thousands upon thousands of comments. I think it was over 60,000 when last time I looked. I didn't pay attention right then, but I think it was over 60,000 comments. Many of them calling him curse words, some even going as far as telling him to die, because it was his opinion that maybe President Zelensky should have worn a suit. Again, doesn't matter if you agree with it or if you don't agree with it. There were people that in certain countries that contacted Twitter and asked it to be taken down. And the reason they knew is because there are certain countries that if your tweet is requested to be removed from that particular country, Twitter has to notify you. If you're in the United States and a United States user tries to get your tweet taken down, Twitter is under no obligation to notify you. So people from other countries were trying to get the tweet taken down. Twitter said it didn't violate their standards. So if Twitter says it doesn't violate their standards, it's not a big deal. But you also know that the media is doing a good job getting everybody whipped into a fever pitch that when you say something as small as, "I think Zelensky should have worn a suit when he addressed Congress," then you have people who are ready to attack. They're ready to pounce on you. And according to Peter Schiff, he received some death threats in the process. That's where we are. That's where we're headed. And it is being orchestrated, and it's being fueled by the way that the media is covering this, as I said in a couple of the previous episodes, without any nuance, without any detail, without any critical thinking, without actually deconstructing the situation and seeing what's going on. We're just picking a side, and we're this, this, and this. And I'm not saying we shouldn't be on Ukraine's side. So don't misunderstand that. What I am saying is, it has already gotten to a point that it should have never gotten to when someone tweets, I think Zelensky should wear a suit, and he gets death threats from that tweet. It's gone a little overboard at that point. We need to slow down. We need to calm down. We need to think about the situation, and we need to see what's really important, what's not really important. Clearly, this tweet was not important, but it was the number one tweet on Twitter 5 or 6 days ago when the tweet came out. I think this kind of proves my point, proves my thesis that something is being whipped up that's a little beyond natural. We're supposed to want Russia to pay, I think, maybe a little too much. I'm not for what Vladimir Putin's doing. I hope it comes to a resolution soon, but just keep your eyes out. This kind of thing is probably not going to be isolated as this goes forward. If the conflict continues, we're probably going to see more and more things like this, that if you question, if you say anything outside of Ukraine is wonderful and Russia is the devil, then you may be the next target for the mob, because certainly things are getting whipped up into a fever pitch. Just wanted to share that with you. Just thought it would be interesting considering some of the things that I had dealt with in the last couple of videos. And in my opinion, it kind of proves that I'm onto something, that the media is somewhat manipulating this situation and manipulating people to kind of be more aggressive towards this scenario than maybe we should be. And, so far, so good. It seems to be working. God bless. Thank you for taking the time to watch, and I'll be back very soon.